discuss this, I'm joined by Foreign Affairs analyst Bolu Michael-Biyi. Bolu, thank you for joining me on the news. All right, Bolu, if you can hear me, what do you make of the current international or humanitarian crisis which has affected civilian population, including women and children in Gaza, due to continued Israeli airstrikes and rocket attacks?
Well, it's very unfortunate that the war is still ongoing. It's very polarizing and very frustrating for a lot of people across the world. In countries like Kenya aligning with Israel, as well as the USA in the fight against the Palestinians, whereas students in the University of Sussex are having an encampment in support of the Palestinians. So we see things happening across continents, and it's highly divisive. And from what we've observed so far, one would sense that it cuts deeper than just a war for a lot of people. A lot of people take this war personal. A lot of people are watching the kind of things that they're buying, and ensuring that they have no links with Israeli companies and things like that. And day by day, people are dying and people are starving, and it's very unfortunate that up till now there's been no resolution to this war.
Now, since the first ceasefire and hostage exchange, several talks between the two warring parties for another ceasefire has not yielded positive results. What do you think is the cause of this?
Everything boils down to a lack of trust, and that could stem from, precedents, in the sense that, how has previous ceasefires been? What has it achieved? What is the motive of the parties involved? Probably, at some point in the previous ceasefire agreements have been breached, or some form of interest for foreign powers or many parties being involved can lead to, stalling ceasefire agreements. Like we're seeing as well in the Sahel, specifically Mali, the Tuareg people and the government, when they had many parties involved, they had to resort to the status quo, and there was no way forward. And we are seeing that repeating itself in this crisis between Israel and Palestine. Many parties getting involved, international influences, and lack of trust. So I think everything boils down to one major thing, and that's lack of trust.
All right. Now, how significant is Egypt's decision to join South Africa in the ICJ case against Israel? And how does Egypt's involvement in the case affect the dynamics of the conflict and the peace negotiation facilitated by Egypt?
Well, it's very significant because Egypt has found itself as an accidental part in the war, in the sense because of their geographical location. They are quite close. There's a close proximity between them and the Palestinian territory, as well as Israel. And I'm not surprised they're taking the sides of the Palestinians, because even since the biblical times, Egypt has not really been a fan of Israel in most cases. However, in terms of conflict dynamics, it does strengthen Palestine's position as being an independent state, to be an independent state. However, it weakens Egypt's capacity or local standard to be a mediator in the case, because law will say nemo judex in causa sua, which means that you can't be a judge in your own case. So Egypt would no longer be a fit or a reasonable mediator in such a case any longer. I mean, that's the impact in terms of conflict dynamics.
Bolu Michael-Biyi, thank you so much for your time on the news. Good to see you again.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right.